Right now we're going to speak about the topic of reacting to the incidents of information security during pandemics. And we're going to talk about it with Sergey Golovanov, principal expert of Kaspersky Lab. Hello, Sergey. Hello. Hello, Vladimir. Sergey is a good friend of mine. We've been working together 9 years in a row. Nice to see you. The pleasure is mine. Sergey, so how do you feel, generally? It's wonderful. I love these constant news which are happening in your simulation model. And you know what I really like about it? Is that usually when everything was happening during the PhD days, it's a big place with a lot of things happening, with a lot of people, but online, it's all very concentrated. There is no, going here, going there, drinking coffee here, talking there, but you're sitting here, you're watching, and everything is alive, everything's beautiful. You still have presentation track, and I like it, I love it. And once again, it's how do you do all those news streams? This is really beautiful. It creates an impression that you are watching about real cases. And this package of yours that you've produced, it's just an explosion. And like 30 minutes ago, when you've been speaking about incidents which happened in your studio, I'm sitting there and I'm saying, oh my God, it did happen. It happened this way. It happened that way. Wow, that was cool. Thank you very much, guys. That was beautiful. Does it look like real life? Like it really happens in real life? Yes, it does look like reality. Unfortunately, I'm not able to watch what's inside of what was happening, because we usually work post-factum. We're being called and we do the expert work. We are removing the templates. We're looking at the source codes. And we don't know how this company or that company was broken in, how the data was stolen. Therefore, generally speaking, well, we hear the same things. Personal data was stolen. There should be the case on the criminal code 153. The technological process was violated. There should be a team of experts, team of engineers, which should come to the incident location, look at the equipment, and they should say how hackers were able to do that. It doesn't look like the truth, but I say that the expertise of your sample, I don't know, will you do it or not? Will you do the expertise of your simulation model? But I would come to you, I would look at this model, and I would tell you what happened and how did it happen. Wonderful. Thank you very much for your proposal. Last time, we have tried to make the standoff more understandable compared to the previous situations. Previously, it was some competition where hackers, defenders were doing something, and generally speaking, regular viewer was not able to understand what was happening. But this time we have invented a model of business risks. We have given those risks certain ranks in those objects where they are connected at the standoff. For example, amusement park. The ferry wheel can drop away and break, or maybe they can receive free tickets. The second risk was not defined in this scenario. It was discovered by the red team, which just didn't know anything about it. So it happens that this is a big field for improvisation, where you may not just show your skills and knowledge, but you can show your creativity and do something like that, like in real life. Well, in real life, usually hackers are hunting for some benefits, for some profit. What is the profit of stopping the ferry wheel? But if your former girlfriend is on the top of this ferry wheel, then it's funny. But if you can give tickets free of charge, okay, this is real profit, and you can get something like a free ride and get your benefits. That's what hackers are looking for in reality. They're looking for something specific. I'm not speaking about some politically related things, but yes, benefit, free ride. That's the main meaning. And if, for example, if we're speaking about the oil industry, something oil related, once again, the benefit could be stock games. For some company had an accident, their shares prices have dropped, and the one who knew about it, they purchased their shares, and then they went up. So once again, benefit. They're looking for the benefit. Sergey, you work in Kaspersky Lab, and you do operative reaction to incidents. You help clients to figure out of what was happening on their side. Yes, and I work in the company more than 15 years. So you came there 5 years after you were born. No, I'm not so young. No, it's a good compliment. You see, I have gray hairs. Yeah, I see your gray hairs. Yes. People usually know me when I come to them. When I come to the clients and to IS specialists doing legal expertise, if they will give me the hard drive, I'm going to tell them what was on this hard drive, how did it come, how it was deleted. So I am the incident responder. So if they will give me access to the building with big number of computers, I will be able to determine which computer was broken into by the criminals, which information was uploaded, downloaded. And how did I become such smart guy in Kaspersky Labs? Since 2013, I do reverse engineering, and by files I can tell you what they can do, what they can't do, and how these files are used by the hackers when he's moving in the corporate network, and how these files have damaged specifically the company. Because hypothetical stories about that you can break this, you can break that. There was a story about hackers, and they've described about what can be done hypothetically and what cannot be done. But we are not working hypothetically. We work from incident. There is a client, there is a damage, and the company needs an expert who could come to their location and tell them about how this damage was accrued. Tell us, please, how the threat landscape changed during pandemics. Well, there are trends, and these trends have been defined even in year 2019, and in year 2020, it has just grown. Sometimes you hit through the bottom, this time they hit through the ceiling. Yes, they hit through the ceiling. What did happen? There was a trend. For example, the previous trend in the year 2017, 2018, there was a trend, and it has established in 2013, mail distributions, and criminals, they send them, targeted mail lists with a certain inserted file, and people who open this inserted file, people get access to the compromised system. What was the trend in the year 2017, 2019, and what hit the ceiling in the year 2020? Vulnerabilities in telecom equipment. So these are stories about Pulse VPN, about Citrix. These are stories about Twitter, when they post yet another exploit in a Twitter, and researcher says, okay, I have found it, I'm so cool. And this source code, Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, they scan the internet, and after this, we have a big number of incidents when after this backdoor in a VPN was opened. People who know how to go around the corporate network get into it, they drill into it, and these people are trying to get through to something specific and interesting inside of the company. Like what happened in the year 2020. So what is the difference between 2019 and 2020? In the year 2019, for example, when hackers have gotten access to corporate network, they've been fighting for accounting department and the money. They've tried to penetrate into computers which are responsible for financial flows, cash flow, and transfer this money into their direction. What happened in the year 2020? In the year 2020, it's still possible to transfer money to your own accounts, but the thing is, it becomes more and more difficult to get this money because there is a thing which is called you watch movies. When, for example, you need to cash big amount of money, so there are people who are called drops or mules, money mules. Yeah. They should go and physically take the money. So in 2020, due to lockdown, these people cannot go anywhere. And we know that a lot of these operations are international. They have to fly from one country to another country. Borders are closed. People cannot fly. And the money, well, they're very difficult to cash them because there are central banks which are following the situation. And what happened in the year 2020? People have got access to the same companies, to the same vulnerabilities in telecom equipment, and they've started encrypting them, simply encrypting them, because encryption ransomware, yes, they require bitcoins, and bitcoins can go international. You remember that? You still remember this. So for this you need bitcoins, and nobody monitors bitcoins, and you can transfer them from wherever to wherever. And I've heard a recent interview on the YouTube channel, and when they've been taking interview from guys who are involved in encryption of a big number of companies globally, and in this interview, real representative of this team were telling the same thing. So this is a trend which, as we know from our own experience of incident research and reaction, that yes, it's like that. Usually it's done through VPN, through Citrix, and confirmation of this from the dark side that yes, this is the trend of the year 2020, and it has hit the ceiling. So it happens that they already have a good tested chain of cashing money, where they have the money mule in the end, which takes the cash from the ATMs. It has been broken due pandemics, and the last mile stopped working. Absolutely right. So guys have switched to data encryption because they can get paid by bitcoins. And this is untraceable, everything anonymized, and people receive their money, but in a different way. You're absolutely right. And this encryption pandemic shows that this is a very convenient way of monetization of this access to these systems to get profit. Let's go back to our initial conversation. It's all about the benefit. Nobody knows why you need to stop the ferry wheel, but free tickets, it's interesting. Totally different risk, which was realized by attackers during the standoff, which was not also in this scenario. It's free air tickets. So, this is much more interesting. It's about the benefit. Once again, where are the money? Where are the money? Zina. So, this is the very important question. Zina, where are the money? So, any gaps, any holes, any vulnerabilities. First of all, you have to think about the criminal models, and you have to look for this benefit. And by the way, there is a benefit of breaking the wheel, because the first, second, and third place are financially being awarded. So the red team, which is going to get most of the points, the first will get big briefcase with money. The second place will get a small briefcase, and the third one will get a wallet with money. So financial prizes will be available. So, Sergey, how the incident reaction have changed from the side of the clients? Well, it's a beautiful song, starting Since March this year, when everybody have been moved to lockdown, including employees of security departments, they were also moved home. Of course, we had basic security in the offices, but all IT security specialists, of course, we had shift managers, like SOC shift manager, who stayed in the office. But everybody else, all the departments, they were to lockdown. They went to lockdown. And what did happen? All the innovative projects which require investigation and research, they were shut down. And during the remote operations, we've been working only on the current projects. Nothing new, because installation of a new hardware solution to protect the network, you cannot do that because physically you cannot go to the office. So all the incidents that were investigated by my colleagues with the support of the security department, they also were happening remotely. For example, I have my mobile phone, and if before the phone call told you that you have to come to this address and you have to fix this and this hardware, you will be met by people, they will open the gates to you, they will give you the pass. Now, this all happens by phone communications or through multiple chat software. And when I've been looking at different incidents which were happening during this year, I had like, what the F, or Achtung, or some other bad words. Yes, we do have chats like that, emergency, whatever. Broken again 2019. We have another one, broken again 2020. And then everything becomes very interesting, because previously, before getting to the proper computer and you stand up and go to this computer. Right now, you have to call to the shift engineer. He should go to a certain computer. He should use the screwdriver to open something, and this shift officer sends you the picture. Is it this computer? You say, no, wrong computer, on the left side. Then you go to he goes to the left computer. This one, you say, yes, this one. It's getting disconnected. Well, I switched it off. Another one says, no, you have not switched it off. You switched off the wrong computer. You shitty dude, you switched off the wrong computer. Yes, that's how it happens. That's how it works. And once again, if previously the work was taking several minutes to do something like that, to pull the data, right now it takes several hours of physical communications in chats. Like in this story, left, I said, hand, and all the incidents were happening like that. Starting from September, we started having real site tours, site visits. We are going back to our work in investigating the reports. Sergey, it looks like we've been broken into. Right now, our TV radio broadcasting company was broken into because we are connected. The breaking news. Yeah, we're going to switch on the breaking news and then we're going to come back to you. Okay, good. Do it.
Мы вернулись, да?
We're back.
Ох,
Oh my, we still can broadcast. I've been told that just recently TV radio company was broken into, which that we have in our standoff, and they started showing illegitimate content. We do have picture, we see each other and everything works, but on those ad billboards which are located in our simulation model of the standoff, in that virtual city, something is being shown. Yeah, the camera shows that video is not available. So they've disconnected all the content. Any video became not accessible. Just now, Julia Sorokina, before this interview, asked hackers to show a series from Friends movie. So maybe right now guys heard her request and they will upload something from Friends. Okay, let us continue. Right now, you can see me and I can see you, so it works. Looks like they're trying to pull standard video from the YouTube that we can see in blogs or in programs. You know, these songs from 1980s. Never keeps you up, never lets you down. Yeah. I don't know. So if they show this video on your computers, this is a very bad sign if you see this video on your computer from YouTube. Well, we have stopped on the September when you started doing the first site visits. So right now you don't have this possibility once again. Tell me, Sergey, how this online remote operational mode that we're entering again is being reflected in the efficiency and quality. Is it possible to do the work like that? As for you, well, let's see. This work, why should you go to the client? Why should you go to the address and disconnect the hard drives? You have to collect certain materials, like something that is witnessing about the crime. You need hard drive, you need those files on those hard drives, you describe those disks, you analyze the files, you write the report. During remote operations, collecting these items is impossible because I am not in a location. So all this work is being done by the admins, by the IT security guys. But I also receive by mail those files, those exhibits, and this work is being continued, and this evidence, I can do it in the middle of the night, I can do it anywhere on the planet of Earth, as soon as I get the object of research. So speaking about the quantity of incidents, then in my work I have the following thing. I have more items to review by about 15–20%. And reports, as I've been writing reports, I continue writing reports. Nothing has influenced that. But what has influenced, it takes a lot of time. If previously incident reaction was happening during several hours, right now it's extended to weeks. And sometimes there are incidents, big, large incidents, where corporate networks for tens of thousands of computers, and investigation of this incident has been pulled for several months. Like that, yes, like that. Because there are shift officers, security officers, which are in the office, and they physically cannot be in several places simultaneously. Sergey, the final question that I have to you. The information security paradigm is changing in front of our eyes. The paradigm of the attackers is changing. The paradigm how defenders and researchers operate is changing as well. What should we expect in the future? Well, let me take out my ball. Let me say, there are trends, and these trends are firm for many years ahead, and it's impossible to break those trends. Doesn't matter, pandemics or non-pandemics, one president, another president, we don't care about that. But what do I know precisely? What cannot be broken? Encryption trends will not be broken because it's impossible to explain to a big number of criminals that, okay, that's enough of encrypting. Please don't repeat yourself, do something new. Of course, it's impossible to stop them. So this trend will continue. Another thing which is not going to change within a year or 2 years, using of remote access vulnerabilities. It was happening before, it is happening right now, and due to the fact that there was a big number of people who started working with exploits in remote access products, it will stay like that. And the only thing which happened in 2020, previously we had only a few of those, but this year it's not on the first place, but we see this little trend, small trend yet. Previously, criminals, when they get access to home computers of employees, they've looked at these computers, they've seen music, films, or whatever. And they say, okay, let's go to another computer. In the epoch of remote access, remote work, when out of your home computer they have... it's very interesting for the criminals, and this little trend, small trend, which have started in 2020, it will go on, and it's going to be very specific for any self-isolation. When the target is not against the corporate equipment, but against home computers. And these home computers through the remote access means as the point of entry to the corporate network. And I would like to say that Kaspersky Lab has no more ransom project. In case if the encoder have attacked you, there is a high probability that no more ransom project will help you, because guys are researching all the encoders that are happening in the world, and they post all the information which is happening there. In a reverse situation, if the encryption has happened, the high probability is there that something will be restored, even though you can wait until the moment when this will happen and no more ransom sites. Sergey, thank you very much for interesting discussion. Thank you for this story about money mules and paradigm changes. It's very amusing, but unfortunately, that's how it works. And I wish you success. Thank you very much to all of you, and great success to all of you. Goodbye.